Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Janice R. Love, also known as the First Lady Coach, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I equip seasoned pastors' wives to have the clarity, the confidence, and the courage to walk boldly into the destiny for which she was chosen by being perfectly who God created her to be. Thank you for watching. Let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 3 key factors to consider when choosing a mental health or a mental wealth provider. Now, again, when you get to the point where you feel like you either need some support through mental wealth services, mental health services, or you have decided you need some strategy or you want to move to that next level through some coaching services, then it's time for you to consider who to use in order to help you to accomplish your goal. So there are 3 things that I want you to consider. You are looking for a mental health or a mental wealth provider. That is a therapist, whether that is a counselor, a Christian counselor, or a coach of some time. There are several things that I want you to consider. Those things are clarity, capacity, connection. So let me talk a little bit about each one of these areas. So first of all, clarity has to happen on both sides of the fence. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and leave that chat open. Clarity has to happen on both sides of the fence. First of all, the clarity as to what your goal is. Is your goal, again, to get better or to heal, or is it, again, to move your game to that next level? Or, as I often say to pastors' wives, I help them to emerge from the shadows their husband and stand on their own platform. You have to decide what your goal is. You have to have that vision of what it is that you want to accomplish. So when you have the clarity of what it is that you want to accomplish, then it is much easier for you to find someone to help you with that. Okay. So there are some things that you can do. First of all, there are referrals. Referrals are great, but the first thing you have to make sure that you know is whether or not maybe that person helps somebody else, but is that person the right fit for you? You have to do your research. You have to ask questions. Okay, you have to ask questions of yourself, first of all. Do I want to consider someone who do I want to have face and have something local? Do I want to, am I okay with doing it online? Have I done my research? Do I actually know what it is I want to achieve? Do I know what my needs are? Then we have to say, okay, can they help me? Do they have the expertise in order to help me? Do they have the skill set? Do they have the mindset to help me to develop the skill set and the mindset that I need to accomplish? So again, the very first thing you have to do is clarify what it is you want, or what your desire is, or what your dream is. And then you have to go from and determine the also the clarity of what the services they are that they provide. Now, again, remember that not everybody who calls themselves a therapist or a counselor or even a Christian counselor is a right fit for you. You have to do your homework so that you can be clear on what it is that you want to achieve. And then it's much easier to find someone who has experience in that area and that can help you to reach your goals. Okay, so remember, again, the first thing is clarity. Again, by writing your own vision and making that plain, you know exactly what you want, and then you can verbalize that to, again, a therapist, a counselor, or a coach, so that they know what you want. Okay, want to get out of it. All right, that's one of the first steps, to make sure you are clear. You have that clarity. All right, so the second thing that you definitely want to consider, a very key factor, is what is the capacity. First of all, what is your capacity? What is your capacity? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you going to need to be covered by insurance to get, or are you willing to invest in yourself? Is there someone who will invest in you? Let's say you're getting career counseling. Maybe your job will invest in you, but you have to determine again what your capacity is. Do you have the time to invest in yourself? Are you willing to invest your time and your money and your energy in order to accomplish the goal that you want to accomplish? Um, when you think about what capacity is the ability or the power to do, experience, or understand something. Okay. So again, do you have the capacity in order to step out on faith and go ahead and get the services that you need? You willing simply to invest in yourself? Then think about from the provider's perspective, what is their capacity? Again, different people have different schedules as to when they can see people. Do they offer online services? Are they willing to work with someone who is not face to face? Is that person available? I look at my own capacity. I know what my capacity is. So anyone who provides services should know what their capacity is. For instance, because I do only one-on-one counseling services and one-on-one coaching services, as well as group coaching services, I already know what my capacity is for the year. I know that if I'm working one-on-one, that typically my capacity is about no more than 36 women a year when I'm working one-on-one, because I invest a lot of my time and energy and have those one-on with individuals and help them to work through the process and go through the journey. We go through the journey together. So I know I will not see any more than 36 clients a year for my one-on-one coaching and counseling services. But on the other hand, when I am doing group coaching services, which I will often offer 1 to 3 times a year, usually up to 3 times a year, I know that I can accept up to 10 women at a time in my coaching services, in my group coaching services. So again, make sure that the provider that you are willing to work with, make sure they know what their capacity is, because the last thing you want to be is squeezed in and the provider does not have the time and the bandwidth to actually help you to get the results you need. So again, make sure your capacity is there, and then make sure the provider has the capacity in order to serve you. Okay. Because have you ever taken on something that you know you didn't have time for, and as a result, you can't give it your all? The same thing when it comes to those who provide these types of services. If they cannot give you their all and be present with you, you may want to look somewhere else. And then finally, the third thing that I want to suggest that is a key factor in determining the provider that you will select is connection. Now, everybody has different personalities, but you have to determine whether or not you'll be able to bond with that provider. Will you be able to feel like you are in a safe space where you can be vulnerable? Do you feel like you can be transparent with that person? You have to ask yourself these questions. Does that person understand what your goals are? Sometimes if you get with the a counselor who specializes in one thing and you try to present your area and its name, then it's hard to get that connection because you feel like they don't know what you're saying, okay, or what you're feeling. Do you trust them? Trust is so important when you are working with somebody, because again, you are in a vulnerable, you want to be in a safe space. And one thing, do you like them? you know, people work with who they like. People buy from people they like. So if you don't like them, that's a clear sign that you probably should not be working with them. Okay. And then especially when you are working with a coach, it's important that you even get to know them on a personal level. You should understand what their story is, what brought them from point A to what point B, and what skills have they developed along the way in order that they will be able to help you as well. So again, how confident are you in their ability to help you to accomplish your goals? So again, I have given you on tonight three key factors that you need when you are choosing a mental health or a mental wealth provider. Again, whether that is you are selecting a therapist, you are selecting a counselor or a Christian counselor, or a professional or personal life coach, or any type of coach. You know me as the First Lady coach, which is very clear that I equip seasoned pastors' wives to have the clarity, the confidence, and the courage to walk boldly into the destiny for which she was chosen. And again, I am very clear about the services I offer, as well as the capacity that I have and the connection that I have as well. So again, remember the three key factors that you want to consider are clarity, capacity, and connection. So that is how you have three key factors to consider when choosing a mental health or mental wealth provider. Thank you again for watching my YouTube channel, and visit me at my website, which is Janice